Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of Fibula. This has been a lot of changes to the game. I don't actually know exactly where to begin here. Just looking at the map here, you can see that I've started working on a town. But I think the quickest way is probably if we just jump into the game. I can show you around. So let's see here. If we reset our character. So, uh, we can start by I don't actually entirely know where we started last time. Um, but I know we didn't have a village and we didn't have traders and such. But we can begin. If we start by the character model, we had that one last one, but my brother also made the merchant models here, which I think looks really nice. You can see we have the villagers, we have Sigurd. Yeah, so let's just start off here. We got some new textures, and this is like a free pack from itch.io. I think if I like this one, I might buy the full pack because I know there is a full pack of this one here. Let's see. We also added the amulet slot, the ring slot, and another thing I have done is uh, we used to have like a Diablo style, so the club would be 2 tiles. But looking at is the how fun it was to use that system, having these many slots is not good for a system like that because one club would take up 2 slots, like the cloth would take up 4, and it was not really that fun because you couldn't actually bring any loot back. Finding something meant you had to throw something away. So I made the decision to go back to 1 by 1. But part of the thing that I wanted to do was to see if can I actually do that system, and I proved that to myself. But for the preservation of more fun, I've decided to make everything into a 1 by 1. I just think that's gonna be better for the game and have everyone's gonna have more fun with it. So that's one thing I had to do there. Another thing here, if we go, I've added. If you see under here, I have a little the mana bar. You can see it next to the player as well. That's something I've added there. I have actually, with the save system, I have added a. I spent like 2 days just adding saving to everything, which is something I'm probably going to have to do, especially with the quest system and such later. That's going to be a lot of work just for saving and how all that's going to work. But I think I got a hang of it, and I do like it. Saving, yep, you can see it works just like before. I think on the other one, I had the text come from the top here, and it went down, which made no sense. So I remade it now, so now it comes from the below and then goes up, which looks a lot nicer. Made sense. I don't know why I didn't see it last time. Another thing here, if we see all these signs here, this is I'm waiting for another artist to finish a tile set for me. So I'm using these black squares as like so you know where what everything is. This is going to be a house later, but yeah, I'm waiting for all the textures there. These little signs here, if you right click them, you get you read Tom's Trading Emporium. So it's little signs you can look about everywhere. That's something I added, I think, yesterday, which is interactable objects, which is really nice. Makes it so that you can actually interact a little bit more with the world. And as you'll see later, I've added like this sewer grate here. You can actually use these objects as a transport. So in this case, if you press this, you go down into the sewers. But we'll get into that later. So Tom, this is another system I've added now, which is trading, which is nice. We can go out like if you hover over your items, you get a little box here. You can see this one is worth 12 coins. So you can tow it, and if you drag it over to the sell, you sell the item. Yep, nothing super special beyond that. It's just a trading system, and then you can buy things. And if you look here, this one is worth 10, but when it's in your inventory, it's only worth 5. So I've made it so The gold value is the one over here, 10, but if you're selling it, it's worth only half. Let's just reset the character as well, so we don't have to sell that stuff. And then later, this guy over here is called Sigurd's Food Market, and this guy is just exactly the same as Tom up there. Just he only sells food. Something about it just because I'm planning on making a system where you have to eat food to regenerate your health and such. Uh, so I've added this guy just for more reasons to add more items. I think it's fun. And then we have a new guy here, Bounty Master. So I have this button over here called the Journal. If you open that, you can see that we have the bounty section over here, and we have the quest section over here. What you can do, this is a placeholder now for the Bounty Master, but if you right click him, you get your bounty. I'm gonna make some UI and stuff for choosing bounties and other things like that. It's just about a placeholder to see if it works or not. So we have this bounty here. It says exterminate rats, 0 out of 10. The bounty master asks you to exterminate 10 rats in vicinity. Rats are usually found in underground caves or sewers. So that's really nice. This entire system, I made it all in, if we go over here, into the scriptable objects over here, you can see that the kill rat bounty is entirely scriptable objects. So if I wanted another bounty, I could just go here and create another bounty. Super easy and easy for me to use. So that's one thing I've done here for all the items, all the runes, all the bounties. And the same thing with interactable objects. For example, if we go to the see here, sign for the shop, you can see the interactable object is a text message and it says you read. So this is a pretty easy way for me to add new objects. I've been really focused on making sure everything is easy to use, reusable for a lot of things. For example, this sign here is exactly the same object as this grate here. Just as this one has a text message and this one has a teleport. Yeah, if you go down here, you go down. So we have a quest here to kill 10 rats. So I think I'll just go down here. 0. This rune system I had here, I've added the healing rune, which is just you heal yourself instead of damaging the enemies. Let's see if we can kill this. I probably should have made a higher level character for this, but that's fine for now. Actually, I might just cheat just to get this going here. Let's see if we can actually cheat here. I think that actually we should just give ourselves some gold. Oh, actually, I don't think you can do that yet. I should add another button here to make yourself really powerful or such, something like that, just to skip ahead and such. I added all these buttons just to be able to do stuff. Other just simple things I've added to the game is if you open up the loot of an enemy here, if you walk too far away, it just closes. Something simple like that I've added. Yeah, and then some water textures. These are all just very here. I'm gonna change it later. Ooh, see, got a lot of enemies this time. And something, if you see over here, you can see the chest. So I've added a chest to the game. That is like a big part of exploration in my. It's gonna be that you look for all of the chests around the world, and you try to get the loot from it because you can only get it once. Let's see if we can get. Oh, there we go. If you look under the character now, you can see that I'm poisoned, which means I take 1 damage or 1 damage every second from that spider. And you can see under the stats over here, you see I was poisoned. See if I can actually get through this cave now with my low level. Yeah, and I've just been working a lot on systems and such. Oh, skill up, nice. And also been doing some world building. I'm really happy to be able to work on like RPG mechanics and such. Oh, loot! Some really bad loot today. Let's see if we can get going here. And yeah, I've added a lot of just systems everywhere. I'm trying to remember everything that I have added because it was a lot this time. It was chests and other things. The if you look at the journal now, you can see that we killed 3 rats. And one problem I had there before was to make sure all of this works with saving, which is a really big thing here. Oh, looks like we have a deep red there. I might have to fight my way over there. As you can see over here, you can see there's a chest there. We're gonna try to get that chest before we end this here. Um, I'm not sure there's anything else over here that I haven't. Tell me I'm gonna die because of this. Let's see here. I might actually die. Oh, we got some cheese though. Nice. That's not really not any problem if I die, because there's no dying in the game yet. My plan for that is to in every village. If you see here, if I go down to negative HP, I'll just go to negative HP without any problems. Uh, my plan for this is to add a like a church or a temple in every town, and if you die, you probably lose something, or you can only save in town. So if you die, you actually can't. You can't. What's it called? You can only save in a town. So if you die, you get sent back to town from the lost save, probably. That might be one system how I do it. Another thing I might do is if you die, you get pretty much teleported back to town, and then you lose some gold, maybe lose some XP. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, this is so. This is another interactable object I've added to the game. This is a chest. So you can't walk on it, but if you right click on it, let's see here, you see I found this chest contained a ring of mana. You can see here this ring has a max mana plus 5, which is really nice. So we'll put that on. You can see that it increases our. I hope it does. It doesn't. Oh no. Yeah, now that's just something we have to. That's a good thing. I saw that the max mana doesn't apply. I know the max HP does, so it might be I forgot to add the integer there. But if you try to loot it again, you can see that the chest is empty. And same thing if we save the game and go back, um, we will not be able to loot it again because the entire character has looted that one time. Another thing with the runes is right now I can just do this, press the heal rune, and then heal myself. The thing with this one is going to be that you can only change it while in town, probably in some magic building or something like that. So it means that you're going to have to choose which runes you have. And currently you start with one after the beginning quest, so to say. Uh, but after the beginning, you have one rune slot, and you'll have to choose what you actually go out and when you go out and do hunts. You can only choose one rune with you. So you go here. I want to go out with my healing rune, and that's all you have while you're outside of town. But if you later on get another rune slot, you might be able to go with like a lifesteal rune and a healing rune, so you can be really tanky. That's one of the ways I'm planning on doing this. This area over here is another area I've added, which is like a graveyard over here. Same thing with these. These are interactable objects. You can see that the character is missing. It's readable. So you can read little lore bits and stuff that's going to be everywhere in town. If we go down to the this crypt over here, you can see if we go down here that we have a skeleton. And you can see that if they attack us, you can see, oh, we got attacked by both a melee attack and we got attacked by a spell. So that is actually one thing I've added here. Skeletons are really hard enemies, like so. I probably want the player to accidentally go down here while exploring and just getting attacked and running away as soon as they see the damage that the skeletons and zombies can do. But these guys, they actually have. If we go over here, let's find one skeleton. So this one has a ability. Like this one is using the enemy life drain instant effect rune. So what I could do is just say, hey, this skeleton, you have the missile or you have a heal, and I can just make more runes. For example, if I wanted a wizard enemy, I could just have him have like two different runes and a heal, or like an invisibility spell. So it's really easy for me to make new enemies. Pretty much the zombie and the skeleton are pretty similar. The only real difference between them is like the skeleton is has a bit less HP and has like no defense skill, while the zombie has some defense skill, a lot of HP, but he doesn't have any. He poisons when he attacks you, but he doesn't have any runes, and he's really slow. For example, let's see here. Another thing I wanted to show here was the overworld, because I've been working a little bit on that as well. Uh, One of the big things I'm going to work on next week is probably going to be the starting area. So when you start the game, you're probably not going to start in the village, but you're going to be starting like with a story thing that's going to get you out into the world, and eventually you're going to end up in this village for the first part. That's something I'm going to work with. The other one is um, enemy AI, so that's like pathfinding and stuff. We can check one thing here. If we save the game here, you can see that we have 6 out of 10. So if we stop the game and we come back, we should be at the same spot. Here we go. We have the same HP, everything. We got the same loot, everything saves. We got into the journal, and yeah, we have 6-7. So I've made everything work with loading, which I'm really happy about. If we go out into the world, we got 2 caves right now, the rat cave and the spider cave. This one was in the first video. All I've done is really. Oh yeah, right. This is something I have added as well. You see the rat cave up here? If you enter somewhere for the first time, or when you enter like the main entrance, you get the name of the place, so you know where you are. Yeah, and here's some chests here. There's some new stuff over here, and then yeah, a lot of things going on. I'm really happy to be. This was a lot more fun than I thought it was, and I really surprised myself with the inventory system and all of this. Like I thought this was going to be really hard to make, but I pushed through, and I think it's really fun to make actually. Uh, Now I'm going to focus on making the game a little bit more playable before I start adding more and more stuff. Because when I have the groundwork done, it's easier to add stuff later. Uh, So that's probably gonna what I'm gonna be doing next week here. Super fun to be working with this, and I'm looking forward to at least 2 more months of this project here. Thanks for watching, guys, and next week more AI and hopefully a new tile set as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.